Welcome, Ivan. I'm so happy to have you here with me. How are you today?
Doing well, Catherine. How about yourself?
Very well, thank you. And I'm so excited to have you again on my show. We already recorded an episode about your life story, and you were the co-author of The Soul Diamond. So anyone who would like to hear that, you're more than welcome. Would you like to say something to our audience before we start?
Yeah, I'm happy to be back. Thank you again for the invite. Much appreciated. Listened some of the episodes and some of the other guests that you had. So, really big fan of your podcast, and just want to say big hi to your audience. And I'm happy to be here again.
Again, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Today's topic is all about career growth, and transformation. Let's dive deep in, like right away. What do you think? Why people feel stuck in their career? What's that moment when they feel there is maybe a time to change, uh, without or with doing a deeper transformation?
Hmm. Okay, good question. Well, let's start with how do they identify or sense if they're really stuck or they're going through some, let's say, deeper transformation. I would say the transformation has movement, has a lot of learning and growth associated with it. And through that curiosity, there is progress, there is growth. Well, on the other side, the sense of feeling stuck, we're kind of repeating and circling, well, going in circles, let's say. Um, and when we, let's say, what's the right word to use? We're getting things done, but we feel like there's no meaning behind it, and decisions feel heavy instead of energizing and stuff like that. So those are kind of a few pointers, let's say, for folks to identify if they're stuck or going through a deeper phase of transformation. And can you sort of repeat a follow-up question to that? What did you want me to cover?
Are they really aware there is a deeper transformation through their career growth, or the change can happen without such a deep change in themselves?
Well, I definitely believe and think from what I've seen and experienced, it starts from within. For us, really discovering and finding what are those most important values for us so we can drive and proactively take our career forward. Um, Otherwise, we're just kind of, following others or, allowing external influences to, let's say, dictate our path, instead of us taking the lead, taking the ownership, and doing that internal work that's necessary in order to feel fulfilled. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in alignment with who we are, with our values, and that's where that feeling of stuck tends to happen.
I know very well how it feels to be stuck. I remember back in days when I was a programmer and I was there for 15 years. And something in me was, if I may say, screaming, it is time to change. It is
Hmm.
time for something different. It is time for something more purposeful. And I didn't know you back then. If I did, I would definitely seek for your advice because, I was feeling kind of confused and lost, but I knew there has to be a change. People who come to you, are they already aware there has to be a change, or they already decided they want to change something, or they are maybe confused like I was?
Um, yeah, there is a mix kind of all those things. Some folks just know, like you were saying, something's got to change. Where I'm at right now in this phase of my life and in the career situation is not working for me. Either, there's no good harmony between personal and professional aspects of our lives, or we just know we can give back more, that we can, we're not serving our calling, if you will, and we got to change, but we don't know exactly what that is, so we got to find it. We got to discover it. So, folks reach out for help in those kind of situations. So I can help them and guide them and provide the structure and guidance so they can discover their calling, then make those strategic decisions about future of the career path, which direction they want to go, and so forth.
When every time I think of you and everything you do, I kind of feel safe to let you guide me in that direction because I'm very well aware of your story. As I mentioned, we already recorded something. You left Serbia, went to United States, then you even changed industries, and then you came back. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Uh, were you guided by feelings, by a system or a strategy, or it was a mix?
I would say a mix. Definitely the biggest transformation that I've been through and experienced is after 16 years in the States, moving back to Serbia with my family, changing the industry along the way. So I would say started with the inner work and sense of, in the phase of life I was in and in the career, let's say closeness to the closest people and where we wanted our kid to grow up and stuff like that was more important than maybe some career growth in the States or some other aspects. So that was kind of the initial thing. And especially when our COVID happened, our daughter was born, kind of intensified that. But, we needed the structure to make that decision because it's very complex and many factors impacting it. So it started with, seeing what are my strengths, the values, what I'm good at, and what kind of work would give me some satisfaction. So making those connections with what's available in Serbia, we decided on Novi Sad through the analysis. It's the best place for us to live. And so forth, and things have worked out pretty good. Looking back in retrospect, and 4 years back, we're happy where we are and enjoy the life, quality of life, and then what we're doing.
And that's the most important, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. When we talk about highly educated and highly intellectual people, usually people say, and I also believe so, the more educated you are, the higher your intellect is on a scale. You kind of maybe doubt yourself because you know so many things. And in that forest of knowing so many things, you can also be stuck, right? So, what's
Mhm.
the biggest myth when it comes to career decision among highly intelligent and highly educated people?
I would say um, believing that they should be able to make those complex decisions all in their head
Mhm.
because they're so intelligent, educated, and so forth. And another part or aspect of that is the belief that clarity comes first and then action afterwards. So those two are kind of intermingled and connected, where in reality, through intentional, let's say, and structured exploration and decision making, um, and through that action, we're getting to the clarity because intelligence doesn't protect us from confusion necessarily. It's the structure that really help us protect us from that confusion, the way I see it. So if we're trying to do it all from our heads, it tend to lead towards analysis paralysis. Too many factors to juggle for head to really understand the importance of each factor, how they relate, and so forth, and ultimately, what does that lead us to? So it's much better to put it on in writing to see it and to analyze it.
Now, when you mentioned that, I had the opportunity to check your app, which you have created, and we will give away a free trial to our audience.
Yeah.
Would you like to share a little bit about that? Because I find it to be very impressive and very helpful because it does exactly what you just mentioned. We can't do it all from our head, and we try to do that. I think it's very useful. How it came, like the idea to create an app, and what was the purpose behind it, or is purpose behind it?
Yeah, it's been, let's say, a long time in making or coming together. It was a basic back in the day Excel from many years ago. First, let's say, iteration or first version I created when I was finishing grad school back in the States and had to decide which job offer to accept because they were across different parts of the US, different cities, different industries, types of jobs. So it was very difficult to basically impossible to do it from ahead. I had to create some structure. So the first version was born there many years ago. What is that now? 14 years ago or something like that. And I used it many times after that for complex, very tricky decisions with big stakes and consequences, both personal and career. And then a few years ago, as I started working as career strategist and helping others through career transitions. I saw that tool as being, very useful, and my wife and me together create a digital product out of it that now, as you mentioned, we'll share a free trial with your audience so they could give it a try and go through one complex career decision for themselves or personal decision, they could use it as well.
I absolutely love it, and I'm very grateful that you're sharing that with my audience. Uh, and guys, if you would like to try that, check the description of this show. I will leave the link below.
Yeah.
We can't talk about career change if we don't touch mindset. Is that correct? Is
Mhm.
there some kind of a major mindset shift which needs to happen, and maybe we're not even aware of it?
Yes, I would say, let me see how to formulate the thought. One thing, yeah, that comes to mind is for folks to stop asking what is the perfect job, and really start thinking and focusing their mindset on what is the next aligned decision for me in my career, and how can I make my career more meaningful? I think that's a better, maybe a design, type of question that will stimulate our thinking and our mind to be more creative and think about different ways and solutions to move us towards better harmony between our life and career. And it's kind of more productive way to approach it because otherwise, if we're seeing our career as let's say single irreversible choice we have to make and trying to make a perfect decision, it puts a lot of pressure versus the other way. If we're seeing it, pressure kind of dissolves. We're seeing our career path and our career progression as a sequence of many intentional decisions to lead us forward, and that way kind of the pressure drops, decisions become lighter, and progress becomes possible again.
I love that. I will quote Emily Fletcher. She said once, all your life experiences prepared you for this moment.
Hmm.
And if you feel like nervous or however, for example, if you go on a stage or whatever, you wouldn't feel that if it's not important. And what you just shared is that alignment with not only career change or people are looking at jobs as something they do, they earn money and they spin wheels in that circle, but it's actually much more deeper because we can find our purpose and we truly can be in alignment with who we truly are and change not our only our lives but lives of people around us.
Yes.
What do you think about that? Is job just a job? When you, for example, in Serbia, you know how it was for a long time. You get a job and you stick with that company for the rest of your life. Like,
Yeah,
what? I simply can't do that. I don't look at jobs that way. How do you actually see someone's or your own career path? Is there something deeper? Can there be something deeper?
for sure, definitely. There is, yeah, jobs that you can do that are in alignment with who you are as a person, that your values align with company's values, or if you have a business that, the type of business you're doing aligns with who you are and where you want to take your life and career. That's a lot more fulfilling than working somewhere because you have to, because maybe paycheck and you don't see in your head that you have other options and so forth, that you're stuck where in majority people actually have a lot of transferable skills. They're just not aware of them, haven't identified them and so forth. Um, so yeah, definitely agree with you.
I had the pleasure of being in audience when you did a lecture a few months ago here in Novi Sad, and I truly enjoyed. On one case study, you actually showed the real transformation. And what you just mentioned, some people are not even aware they have skills which can be transferred to another industry or to another career path to be more fulfilled and to be like do what you love. That's the whole point.
Correct.
So I'm absolutely sure what you do is magnificent. As I mentioned, I always feel safe, and I even ask advice from you, and it's always meaningful, and it's always very logical, but maybe I even didn't see that. So, if people would like to talk to you or to get to know you or work with you and find their way to the best career path in their life, what's the best way to reach out to you?
I would say LinkedIn is the best way to start, and probably email we'll share in afterwards. So yeah, LinkedIn, or if somebody doesn't have a LinkedIn, which very few people, let's say don't have it nowadays, but if you're one of them, email is fine as well.
Thank you so much. If they are looking for a career path, they're probably on LinkedIn,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I mean, I have to talk in the name of LinkedIn, like it's my favorite network, and everyone knows that.
yeah.
Thank you so much for being my guest. Thank you for sharing your heart and mind, and thank you for everything you do. You are truly making a change, and this is just the beginning. It was a pleasure having you as a guest again.
Thank you, Catherine. It was pleasure. Pleasure is all mine, and you're a big inspiration to me as well, and really big fan of your work. So keep up the great work, and happy to be, your friend as well, and neighbor. It happened to be a neighbor as well.
And a neighbor you happen to be as well. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. Guys, if you would like to get to know Ivan or talk to him, reach out to him on LinkedIn, and I will leave the link for the app below and his email so you can find a way to get in contact with him. Thank you, and once again, it was a pleasure. Bye.
thanks, Kate. Take care. Bye bye.